11 years ago, almost to the day now, on a bright, blue, cold winter's morning, I walked out of a maternity hospital and headed for the registry office in the center of town. I went there to register the birth and death of our first child, a baby boy who had been born and who had died a few hours previously. I had to be there in order to complete the official paperwork that would allow us to bury him within 24 hours, as is the Jewish custom. I remember sitting next to a happy young couple who had come to register the birth of their new baby, who lay sleeping happily in his mother's arms, and opposite a family, all in black, grieving for a close and dear relative. I also remember, with immense gratitude, the kindness of the official who carefully and sympathetically took down all the necessary details. She was only doing her job, but doing it in a way which made me feel, for the moment at least, a bit easier with myself and with the world. Now, 11 years later, although the number of years is immaterial, amidst the hurly-burly of two young children and the complex logistics of juggling home, work, school, friends and family, not a day goes by when something or someone doesn't cause me to think back to that morning. Our baby's death made me acutely aware just how thin and fragile is the surface covering of everyday normality, and how easily the fabric of that covering can be torn and ruptured, sometimes in the space of seconds. In particular, I've come to understand the real importance of small acts of kindness, those spontaneous, generous, unselfish acts that help to maintain that fragile fabric. I've learned, although it's still hard, to try and give people the benefit of the doubt, to try and be more tolerant, to try to listen more. I've learned that others too may have large cracks and holes in their lives, and that they, like me sometimes, are relying on that fabric not being torn in order to get them through the day. The smile, the greeting, the thank you, the helping out, the small talk before getting down to business are all, in their way, small acts of kindness that bind us together and strengthen the fabric of our lives. But before I'm accused, in the face of a harsh and sometimes brutal world, of a utopian, let's just all be nice to each other idealism, the death of our child, conversely, also made me less tolerant of arrogance, ignorance, triviality and stupidity. If there's one quality I'd like my children to acquire and develop, it is an active, rigorous tolerance, which is not the same as prejudiced silence or passive indifference. Understanding and respect for others grows out of a willingness to engage actively with the world. But it also means knowing, recognizing, and, importantly, doing something about not only those things that will make the world a better, happier place, but also those things that make it worse. Wishing you all a Merry Christmas, a Happy Chanukah, and a joyful Eid.